Hi, this is Rajoshi, a photographer and an adventurer, and in the previous video we discussed about how to turn an image look aesthetic, how to make it look aesthetic using Lightroom app on desktop. And today in this video I'm going to show you somewhat similar thing, that is how to make an image look much more aesthetically pleasing using Affinity Photo 2 or Photoshop. So without any further ado, let's get started. By the way, just in case if you have missed the previous video, don't worry, I'm going to say everything I said there in this video as well. So you don't need to check that video. If you want you can, but you don't have to. So the thing goes something like this. To turn a picture and make it look aesthetically pleasing or aesthetic as you might say, you need three things. First one is that choose a right image. Not every sort of image, not every kind of images are meant to look aesthetic. So choosing the right image, the right kind of image is very crucial, and you will develop this skill by practice. Your instinct will tell you that this image could be edited to look much more aesthetic. And once you are done with that, once you are here in this editing software, you need to do two other things. First one is that adding a very specific pattern of tone curve that is crucial in order to make an image look aesthetic. And the last one is definitely one of the most important steps, and that is adding grains. Because grains date back to an era of technical imperfection when aestheticism was at its peak. I don't know even that word exists or not. Maybe. But let's get started with the video. Welcome to this wonderful world of Affinity Photo 2 and or Photoshop. So the first thing that we are going to do here with this image is press Ctrl or Command M and increase the brightness. Now this is very specific to this case. You do not have to do this. You can skip this one. But now comes the important part, that is adding the tone curve. So press Ctrl or Command M to create a curve and create this normal S curve. A normal S curve. And now comes the important part. Take a closer look at this. Select this dark point and pull it up. Select the white point and pull it down. This was one of the most important step of making the image look aesthetic. This was the before, this is the after. Before and after. Once we are done with this thing, let us add the next step, in which we add some colors to the image to suit the aesthetic vibe. So we are going to use two things. First one is curve and second one is color balance. So press Ctrl or Command M to create a curve. Select the red channel. Increase the red in the highlights. Decrease the red in the shadows. Select the green channel. Decrease the green in the highlights. Increase the green in the shadows. Select the blue channel. Decrease it overall from the midtones. And then once we are done with this curve thing, just pull down the opacity to around 50%. This was the before, this is the after. And then and only then create another layer which is called color balance, and in this pick the shadows, increase some blue in the shadows, some green, some cyan. Select the midtones, add a lot of yellow. Select the highlights and add some yellow to the highlights as well, and some red, little bit of magenta. And we are done with coloring this image. Once again, decrease the opacity, and now comes the final step, closing it up with a layer of grain and glow. So let us first add the grain. Click on this live view filter, choose on add noise, and then pick a value around 25 to 30%. I have tested it, it works fine around that range. Make sure the mode is Gaussian and monochrome is checked, and then we are done with adding this noise layer. And the last thing to end this up, as a cherry on top, comes Gaussian blur as O-turn effect. So click on this live view filter, pick Gaussian blur, increase the value to around 25 to 30 pixels once again, and then change the blending mode to lighten. Then just simply decrease the opacity. So we are done with editing this image. We came from this to this. Let me give you a better view. We came from this to this using so few steps. So I hope you enjoyed the session, and we'll meet soon in the next video. Until then, take care, adios and goodbye.